Jumping back into this one here, 2023 Lone Star Major. I'm Matty Marshall with Rich Telfer. This could be a good one as Edmonton Impact, one of the best teams in the world, about to play NRG Elite. Ooh, NRG Elite getting a rough start.
Both teams bad breakout, Matt.
Yeah, and that's going to cost 2 bodies here for Impact. It does look like NRG Elite able to keep 5 bodies alive, but they're not in great positions, and so Impact's going to coast up to that 50 brick. Might help them out here, maybe get a couple kills to even up the count. Sure enough, they're going to get 1. As Bowen tries to push out towards the D side, Travick able to get out alive, so it's still a 4-on-3 in favor of NRG Elite, but they are not in great spots, Rich.
No, and if NRG Elite can contain Impact in the center of the field as they catch one guy going outside, so 4-on-2 advantage now. Oh, Nick Laval's got his barrel in his hand. That is not good as well. Might be having paint problems there on Impact. So 2-on-4 advantage here, and the big problem for Impact is that the 2 guys that they have are trapped in the center of the field. Betancourt runs down the first one. Betancourt shoots the second one here. It hasn't shot him yet, but he's about to. Shoots the second one. NRG with a great first point, but both teams got bad breakouts, and that might be why Impact lost those 2 first players bad.
Yeah, Matt Jackson's also ripping his barrel off as well, too, so.
Yeah, Impact might be suffering. You know, that's one of those things that we talk about. Like, it's so hard to win a paintball tournament because you have to be so good at paintball, and everything has to go, like, you have to have good paint, at least as good a paint as the other team, if not better. Yep. Your equipment's got to be working better. The referees have to make the calls your way.
Pit crew needs to be dialed.
Yeah, everything's got to be dialed, man, and then you have to have a little bit of luck on top of that.
Hey, guys, remember our horn is that, you know what I'm saying?
I like that. Great definition. Can we put that in the Wikipedia, please?
Yeah, so not ideal for either squad, but NRG Elite was able to scrap that first point out. See if xFactor and Aftermath can get cleaner breaks here, point number 1. Both these teams with a win already. If you guys just joined us, thank you so much for joining us here at event number 2 of the 2023 NXL Pro season.
Shout out to First Form. I'm eating one of your protein breakfast snacks, and it is amazing.
And xFactor starting from the blue side. Billy Bernacci going to go to the spot bunker. It's an insurance company that's bringing the insurance to all these fields out here if you're playing this event. So it looks like first body drop's going to be Aftermath, losing a body from that inside. They do get into D3 pretty quick.
I like the fill that the xFactor just did from the center tower over to the snake insert. Cody now fills that spot, looks D side. He's looking to shut the D side down from that tower in the center of the field. Uh-oh, xFactor losing their first attacker snake side. Great fill across there, but then got caught heads up. 4-on-4. Neither team with a big advantage here. Neither team with anyone on snake side except the yellow can. Towers are both inside. Snake, Aftermath makes a move outside, gets in one move in front of Billy Bernacci. Aftermath and xFactor both understanding that that tower in the center field was played to shut down the drill side. Billy Bernacci getting caught on the bump there, Matt.
Yeah, he got caught on the transition about a step out of that spot bunker and just got clipped in his loader. So see if xFactor can pick it up here.
Yeah, 4-on-3 advantage for it, but the containment again. They let Billy Bernacci Cody get out from that tower into the snake insert. Now they let him get into snake 1.
And they let Parrish get all the way out into D2 as well, too. And a couple nice moves here to split the field, spread the field out.
Oh, TJ almost gets shot from the snake player. TJ's alive. The referee's running in, though. There is a 3-on-4 advantage here for Aftermath.
Yeah, and on your screen here, you can see Aftermath.
Wow,
that
Cody
body.
Made a good move, but got caught, man.
Yeah, well, Cody trying to take out he's trying to run down the player here in the snake for San Diego Aftermath.
Great move, just got caught. 2-on-4 advantage now for Aftermath, and everybody for xFactor is on the Dorito side of the field, and that's going to be a problem.
So Parrish does know, well, neither, but nobody knows where they're at right now. Parrish is completely out and exposed to this player here in the snake if he were to pop up.
Yeah, if he looks across, he's going to get an easy kill. It looks like he's going to try to shoot TJ first, though.
Yeah, he's trying to work on TJ. TJ now knows, so he's going to yell to Parrish, and Parrish is probably going to be able to get the shot in on Morris.
And at least he hid. Parrish, Parrish
now,
dies.
Okay, so Morris is looking inside now.
1-on-3, Matt.
And that we're going to see a concession as it was just TJ down or left alive. So good first point here for Aftermath, getting Morris into the snake, getting that nice kill on Billy Bernacci on the transition. Morris protecting himself as Cody was trying to run him down. So Aftermath, who shut out the Saints. I mean, no one scored a point on Aftermath yet so far here at this event.
Boom. Enough said.
In the pits right now with Aftermath.
Aftermath wants to prove that that first point was a fluke, obviously, and come out here and play a lot better the second point.
I like how Ramirez is coaching Aftermath right now. pumping the dudes up a little bit, also being harsh and critical when he needs to be.
But he does that thing that Hinman does well, too, where he applies pressure to his guys throughout the event, so when the guys get to a pressure position, they're used to dealing with it. They're like, oh, my God, now I have pressure. I don't know what to do.
Well, excellence must be expected out here if it's to be delivered. And jumping into this next point, and a better start for both squads, but two bodies coming off. Nice off-the-break shooting here for Impact, going to give themselves a two-body advantage, 5-on-3.
More kind of what you would expect to see, right, with these two teams going against each other. NRG now dropping another body. They've got Snake one, and they've got the tower. The tower's looking the wrong way. Boffman switches, now looks the other way. Now he looks back to the Snake side. So 2-on-5 advantage here for Impact. Impact losing the first point. Looks like they're easily going to win the second point.
Well, we will see. Still got some bodies to work out as Betancourt into the Snake. Got another body alive at the tower trying to stop the move from Axel Godin. Not able to do it, though. Godin able to get to this 50.
And where would he go if he wanted to stop that guy, Matt?
Ideally, the wedge.
Yeah, good call, Matt. Good call. How many times have you played the field?
None.
Never played this field before, and you're able to see that wedge is the spot that's incredible.
Well, I've now watched it quite a bit.
Yeah. Interesting. I have a feeling you're going to see a team that I'm associated with come out later and not play that wing looking this way, and my head is going to explode.
Betancourt's going to crawl
big
up.
move. That was a good move.
Yeah, he's trying to give Axel something to worry about here. Axel does not know that he's there. I'm wondering if Betancourt knows that he's there. If Betancourt hits this bunker, don't want to tap the bunker. Nice job to not hit that bunker and give away your position.
Or if he shoots his gun, Axel's going to go get him, right?
Yeah, as soon as he hears Betancourt open up that gun, he's just going to launch and take him out. And vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know if Betancourt knows that Axel's there.
I'm going to say 100% he doesn't know he's there. Now he does.
Oh, nice move by Betancourt. Amazing.
Yeah, Betancourt, and here comes damage control from Matt Jackson.
Unfortunately, he loses his support behind him.
Yeah, Buffton tries to get in behind Betancourt, and he gets taken out, so...
Betancourt just misses the kill behind him. Yeah, he does what he has to do and goes forward and tries to make a move. Gets Matt Jackson. Impact's going to win this point, Matty, with two bodies. Oh, there's still one guy hiding in the corner.
No, it's Impact.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Impact's already down there.
Yeah, that was...
I was like, it looked like the way he was playing that, it looked like he was on his team.
So, Impact getting it done from the D side.
Yep.
And if you are joining us on YouTube or Facebook, please head on over to GoSports.com as the battles will be raging fiercely all weekend long. Here in Round Rock, Texas, a little outside of Austin.
I love it that we do that on Friday because, like, the guys at the hotel are like, we want to watch. How do we watch you guys? I was like, oh, no problem. Just go to Facebook on Friday, and then you can go to Go Sports on Saturday and Sunday, man. They were super excited. Shout out to the La Quinta over here.
In the pits right now with Edmonton Impact as we watch Aftermath take the field. There's Big Dave Baines done such a good job of coaching the team and also being the general manager, trying to secure the talent needed to be at a top level, and there's one of the guys they got in the offseason. They were able to secure the talents of the World Cup MVP, Dalton Vanderbilt, taking him from Dynasty.
Right now, Aftermath has to be the favorite in this tournament because no one's scored a point against him yet.
They are looking pretty good.
Big bite. Jesse Stevens going Snake one on the break. Oh, he might have got shot in the foot going out there. Yeah, he did. So xFactor dropping their first attack to Snake side. Aftermath doing that same breakout we saw earlier, Matt, with the 5 in the pocket and then releasing to the wing. One body advantage here for Aftermath. Yeah, xFactor does have a player up in that center rocket. Well, not a lot of people playing that spot.
The heavy guns were working out nicely for Aftermath in game 1. Working out real good in game 2. Ooh, tough death.
That's a bad death.
Yeah, they go to that important wedge, but then they shoot guests.
xFactor loses another body, though. So
yeah, well, they
lost down to 2, man.
They lost basically 2 off the break, and then now they lose guests. So now they only have 2 bodies left alive, and they're in a bad spot. They're just tucking the back spots.
Listen, if Aftermath keeps playing this well, they could easily become my dark horse.
Your dark horse?
Because I was thinking Impact earlier, but now that no one has scored a point against Aftermath, they're looking very dark horses.
Well, we just saw xFactor who's on the red side with their 2 bodies left alive with TJ Danner and Colt Roberts.
Oh,
and they
really
get another
death.
kill. So Colt Roberts winning that gunfight. Oof. Nice job by Colt Roberts, trying to get the body count a little bit closer. Now it's 3 on 2. Colt Roberts feasting in a gunfight, moving up, not feeling any pressure.
Completely understands where everyone's at and what he can get away with, right? Just up over the top, wrapping, applying pressure because he knows where the spots are. He knows who can shoot paint back at him. He knows who can put pressure on him. Colt, a little bit of a mistake there by allowing Aftermath player to get out to that can. Should have focused a little bit more on containment. TJ probably can get that back center at some point.
He's thinking about it. Pop the top, trying to get a better look.
That's good because there's no good shots from there.
Yeah, he's just flooding lanes with paint right now.
You can keep the guy from going past, kind of into and past the 50, but...
Well, he did it right. He popped the top, feeling no pressure, and then he gets out wide. Colt Roberts makes his move out nicely as well, too. So
I thought they didn't know he went there, and I was like, oh, Colt's about to win this game, but they did catch him back center, caught him going in there.
So now TJ gets out to the back bunker on the D side, so a couple secondaries here and moves up the field for TJ Danner and Colt Roberts.
Colt Roberts has a bounce shot right now where he can shoot the 50 Dorito if he knows the bounce shot off the brick behind him. From that snake one, shooting cross field into the brick behind the 50, it bounces right back into that 50 Dorito. 2-on-3 advantage here for Aftermath. Was a 2-on-4. Colt Roberts getting a couple key kills. I'm back in this game. TJ Danner making a great fill out to that Dorito corner. Very great move by Aftermath going into xFactor side of the field, eliminating Colt Roberts on the cross shot mat. 3-on-1 advantage for Aftermath. And again, I think you called it, no one scored a point on him. And it's a combination of good young players and good communication and working back and forth between what the coaches want and what the players are able to do on the field.
Well, when you have an up-and-coming team like Aftermath, stacking up their roster with guys that have been coming up the divisions, but they're working real hard. They play a ton of paintball. It also helps to have one of the owners of your team own a field, so you have tons of ability to play a lot of paintball. But they're looking very composed. Typically young up-and-coming teams are going to try to, be hyper-aggressive and, win the game, run to the 50s, but they're just showing a lot of composure out there, a lot of smart paintball. They're winning their gunfights initially. They're going with pretty stock game plans too, nothing crazy, but they're just playing sound fundamental paintball right now.
It kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier with NRG, right? In the sense that you have kind of two different styles of play, right? You have teams who spend a lot of money, who bring guys in for only layout-specific weekends and practice together. And you have guys who play together every single weekend. Those guys who play together every single weekend, they might not have as much experience.
Well, yeah, because if somebody has a 10-year head start on you on the experiences, we see 3 bodies dropping here. This is a bloodbath for Impact to start this out. It's looking good for NRG.
NRG's got to be pretty happy about that breakout, Matt.
But how do you close the gap on experience? You got to play a lot of paintball, right?
Got to get more reps in, right? You're not going to get better by getting less reps in than the guys that are better than you. Which is what I told all the teams when they voted for that one layout weekend. I'm like, how stupid are you guys? You think you're going to get better than the top guys by playing less? You guys are geniuses. NRG now getting into the snake. 2-on-5 advantage here for NRG. But again, Matt, a lot of these times when you shoot a couple guys on the break, you miss 1 or 2 bodies. So you got a couple kills, you have the advantage, but you don't want to make a mistake, so you kind of slow play it. Also, when the score is this point, you can't really make a mistake, and the longer this point goes, the better it is for the team that wins that point.
Well, see if NRG Elite can do some with this advantage.
It's like Bart's hovering over there by that buzzer a little bit. If they lose another body, they might concede this point. Impact's one of those teams that can win a 2-on-4, win a 2-on-5 because they're so good at paintball all the way down their roster.
And they have time to work with. The game's not out of hand yet.
But they're in tough spots. The back center is not a really good position.
It's one of those things where let it play out for a little bit, see if somebody can pull off a couple kills real quick. Maybe they get a penalty.
Yeah. See if somebody gets up on their toes and looks to make a move, and if
gets a little greedy.
Yeah.
NRG Elite going to crawl up to the 50, snake side. We're looking over their shoulders. They're on the red side of the field here currently. Teams will switch sides if points are won. We'll stay on the same side if there's a no point.
Well, Nick Laval is in a spot where he can stop Chewy from going around that 50. But Chewy might catch him because Nick Laval's looking up the field at the can. Might not know that that Chewy's in that 50. Yeah, there's the concession.
Yeah, Bart and Dave had seen enough.
Yeah, let a little time burn off. Either one of the guys were doing anything offensively, and they said, hey, you know what? Let's just start over with 5 guys. We feel confident with 5 guys. We'll get back in there and win this next point. Great breakout there from NRG. They should do that breakout every time. and I'm not afraid of a lot of things, Matt, but I'm afraid of breakouts like that. Because on a slow field like this, if teams start losing 2 bodies going outside and everybody pockets up, we're going to be having, 3-1, 2-1 matches.
Well, that Bears ML Kings game, that ended up, 5-4, right?
Yeah, that was a high-scoring match.
Yeah, we saw 9 points there.
I almost commented on that.
Saw only 3 points in the Aftermath Saints game. We saw 5 points in the Ironman Level game. So, yeah, a little slower, not as slow as the last event. Heavy guns up again for Aftermath. Yeah. They do risk the body snake side, and they make it clean. It's 5-on-5 break, though, as Billy
There you go, Billy.
Bernacci is very quickly.
That's what I'm talking about, Billy Bernacci. That's the Billy Bernacci I pay to see. Now Billy gets to that 50 snake, and there's no one in the wedge to stop Billy. He's going to wrap. He's going to shoot the tower. He's going to shoot the back center. I know we keep saying this, but it doesn't change. If those guys are not in the position and they're not playing the spots correctly, Billy's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah, so Billy is in a really good spot right now.
Yeah.
They do have a body in D1, but Billy's basically the offense currently here for for xFactor.
Well, and once Billy figures out that there's nobody in that wing and then he can wrap uncontested, he's going to put a lot of pressure on that tower in the back center. Generally speaking, the tower dies first, and then the back center.
Meter coming up, getting into that important wedge to give Billy some support.
Yeah, now Billy's protected. Now they can't come get Billy.
Yeah, good communication from both squads right here. Real good communication from xFactor. And now they're going to get Parrish. Parrish
Right
gonna
over
run
there.
into
Eastside, good job.
Glides into D1. TJ Danner right there with him into Parrish into D3. Danner in D2.
It's a powerful little combination. LJ can attack. Danner can support. Surprised xFactor's not playing with a little bit more sense of urgency here, being down by 2 points.
Yeah, still got 8:40 to go. It's a lot of time. They get
Yeah.
a kill on the D side as well.
Yeah, that's a bad death from him. He just needs to stay alive over there, right? Island ball. He's over there all by himself.
2-point lead. Yeah, really can't be no deaths out of bunkers with leads.
2-point lead against a team who's ranked higher than you, right? Guy in the center tower for Aftermath is kind of switching back and forth, and I think that's going to make him vulnerable to Billy. Yep, there he gets shot, takes the walk. Oh, the can just got shot. Nobody saw it. Oh, here comes the ref. That's going to be a penalty.
Yeah, Billy Bernaccia running a racket over here on the Snake side. A couple extra on Snake 1 for Aftermath, too. So nice job by Parrish. Great job by Billy Bernaccia as they are going to put their first point on the board here. And that's actually the first point that's been scored against Aftermath here in day 1 of the Lone Star Major.
Yeah, and Aftermath didn't do anything wrong, but they just, they didn't take advantage of the situation, the spots they had. Right?
Yeah, a couple mistakes.
Yep.
Losing, again, you got a lead. You're playing a top team.
And you
that's
gotta-
out of bunkers. That can't happen.
And if Billy Bernaccia is in the snake, right, and you don't have a guy in the snake with him, you better put a guy in the snake's position that can stop him from going forward.
Yeah, need a body in that wedge. You either need a body in the snake or you need a body in the wedge, preferably both.
I feel like you played this field before, and you're just not saying that you played the field. Because I had some arguments with my guys this week, and that were going completely different than the way you see the field, Matt.
Well,
Crazy.
I do have the luxury of kind of talking to all the teams and getting all the input from all the coaches.
That guy in Alamo, whoever did that. That was the guy holding me up. When you went to Dorito.
So Impact still down by 1 to Energy Elite.
Yeah, I want to see Axel clocking over here. I want to see some offensive snake guys having some offensive games over here.
Well, we do got a lot more paintball to go here.
Ooh.
3 days competition. Bomb goes off
Energy
in the
goes-
backfield for Energy Elite. They drop
put 3 in
2.
the back center and got 2 of them shot, Matt. That was not a good play call.
Hey, shoot the shooters, right?
That's right, man. Shoot the shooters, and the front guys will be on islands all by themselves.
So great job by Impact to answer. Down by 1. A lot of time to work with, though. They get those 2 kills out of the back center for Energy Elite, and then they get Axagod in to insert bunker snake side and get out a little bit wide. So looking pretty solid here in this point for Edmonton Impact.
One thing the Impact coaching squad does a really good job of, if they go out and lose a breakout, regardless of whether they win or lose the point, they make that adjustment for the breakout. Next point, they play a little bit more conservatively, focus more on shooting people and staying alive, and it usually works out pretty well for them.
This is a team of all-stars. So you have to be an all-star on your squad to get the call in the offseason from
Yeah.
Impact, right?
Yeah.
And then also, they've won a lot of tournaments, so there's very few situations that Bart and Dave haven't seen and that the players on that team haven't seen. They don't get rattled. They go down, whatever. They've been there before.
Whatever.
So they're looking pretty good to potentially tie this one up. Just got to try to close it out clean.
Here comes Axel into the 50 snake.
Yeah,
Energy
Axel in a
dropping
real good
those 2
spot.
bodies earlier, so they have the guy in the tower. He has not released into the wing. See if Axel can take advantage of that. Oh, he goes backwards away from the wing. Interesting. Now that's going to make that corner vulnerable over there as Boffins fills out. Axel shoots at him, misses him, and then backs up. Energy does have a player in Snake 1, but he's looking inside, playing kind of defensively. Austin's out in the Snake Dorito corner looking inside, playing defensively. Is a 5-on-3. Impact does have the body advantage and the spot advantage. Yeah, you can really tell how bad the vision is on the field, and what I mean by that is how hard it is to see where all the bodies are across the field. Because when there's a 5-on-3 or a 5-on-2, the other team is really kind of still playing as if it's a 5-on-5 or a 5-on-4, just kind of slow and methodically because they don't know where all the bodies are. Fill out to the corner there.
Yeah, Jarula with the move back. And there's the look over the shoulders for NRG Elite. Insert bunker snake side, the spot can.
Impact with a really good, solid 2 guys Dorito side, 2 guys snake side, so a real good spread across the field. 1 guy in the center, and I think if you have your choice, this is kind of ideally where you want to be in a 5-on-3 or 5-on-4 situation where you're up. You're not really worried about them attacking you too much. Great defensive positions from here. From these positions with the 2 guys on the Dorito side looking in and the 2 guys on the snake side looking in and the 1 guy in the middle pivoting,
yeah,
Impact could literally hold off 40 or 50 people if they had to.
Well, Betancourt's going to get into snake right now.
I like that. You got to do what they don't expect you to do when you're down on bodies, right?
Yeah, he's mirrored up with Axel, and they're going to... Ooh, Axel might have caught one. Broke off the bunker. And Betancourt's going to crawl up to the 50-yard line. Battle going down snake side. Reeser with the fill back. Body coming off right now for Edmonton Impact.
Yeah,
got Zuba taking the walk. Oh, but Axel eats up Betancourt. Reeser sees the body leave from D side, goes out to help out Jarula. Matt Jackson asking for a
trying
check.
to talk himself out of another hit. He's good. Axel filling back. I don't think that they know it's a 4-on-2, Matty. At least they're not playing like it, unless they're just trying to burn up the clock.
Yeah.
Impact that being the advantage with a 4. Still got 2 on the attack on the Drew side, and then Can in the back corner, and 2 on the snake side, and snake 1 and snake 2. NRG with the Dorito corner and the spot can, our insurance company.
Phil into D2 for Impact, as Reeser is going to make the move over there. Leapfrogs. Jarula is going to move up into D1. So they're trying to put it together right now and figure out what these last couple bodies are left alive, but they definitely don't. I don't think they know where they are.
It's really weird to watch Impact down on points, up on bodies, kind of slow playing.
Visibility's rough out there.
No,
right?
I know.
It's tough.
I think I'm just saying that to illustrate
how
good
hard
as
it
Impact is.
Yeah.
If these guys aren't doing it, the middle pack and the lower pack teams are really going to struggle. Which is good for us.
I think Axel's starting to figure it out, though, because he's now past the 50s, hunting for these last couple bodies. Okay, figures out there's 1 in the back corner bunker, D side. So, yeah, then Matt's going to take that and let everyone know across the field. The wind is also starting to pick up. And when the wind starts shaking the bunkers, it makes it extra hard to figure out where everyone is. When
Yeah,
the wind
it looks like there's somebody everywhere.
When the wind is still and bunkers move, you know where guys are. When the wind's knocking the bunkers all around, it makes it even more difficult to figure it out.
These last 2 NRG players have been playing an amazing game, crossing us up against 5 of the best guys in the world here. Impact is on their side of the field now, though, so NRG is gonna struggle here. If Axel looks inside, he's got the shot on Austin cross court.
Yeah, they're starting to figure it out.
Oh, great read there from the NRG player, getting the kill on Axel.
Yeah, but then that allowed Jackson to figure out.
Jackson
he gets
got
shot
caught as
across
well.
the field, so now
Yep.
it's a 2-on-1.
And Austin's good in these 2-on-1s. They catch him, though.
So it ends up
Sloppy
being
close.
just Jarula left alive, but it doesn't matter. You just need 1 to hit that buzzer. So Edmonton Impact doing some work with the wind picking up, trying to figure out where these last bodies were, and they did.
You know me, I'm the last guy that wants to be critical, Matt. The last guy. I expect Impact to close out a little bit better in a 4-on-2 than having 1 body left alive.
Yeah, again, I think it was a combo. The wind all of a sudden starting to wave the bunkers around, and then they just, the visibility is kind of trash when you're in some of those back, the secondary spots.
That's why that communication is crucial, right? If you can't see him, you better be able to ask somebody who can. You see Opie's here?
Yes, he's helping to coach
cool.
Revo.
I think that's so cool. I was like, that dude looks just like Opie.
Yeah, Opie Logren, former Dynasty player from back in the day. He's good friends with Tom Ford, new owner from Baltimore Revo, so he'll be in the pits helping coach the team. So Dave Baines talking tactics.
Why are we not doing this? We talked about this. We said we were going to do this. You guys promised.
Well, sometimes when you have, as you well know because you coach New York Extreme, but you have these meetings and you have certain themes of the field. And if it's not happening, then you have to ask that question. That guys, what's happening out there that's stopping us from doing the thing that we talked about doing?
Were we wrong then or were we wrong now? Let's see if Aftermath can figure this out. 5-on-5 for both teams, Maddie. xFactor with Dorito corner and Dorito 1. Aftermath, the 2 back center. They do shoot Colt Roberts on the field coming across. I think Billy shot Colt Roberts in the back of the head there on the field, yeah.
Oh, no.
Because he wiped the back of his head and turned around and looked at Billy with disgust.
Oh, the friendly fire is not friendly.
Hey, man, kill's a kill, bro.
Aftermath still with a 1-point lead, 7:40 now to go. And xFactor down 1.
And xFactor has to push into these guns. I think Aftermath has to get that extra body out of the back center quickly. And if they can, and there he goes, and he goes into that wing. Great job. And now if he just contains Tom Guest and Billy Bernaccia just by pumping. Oh, he does. He catches Billy on the outside of the California or the outside of the spot bunker.
Huge
now
kill.
He only has to contain Tom Guest.
Huge kill for Aftermath. They're up by 2 bodies right now with a 1-point lead.
I love it when the guys play the field right? Like whether it works or not, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, right? It's not always going to work for you, but if you're making the right move, if you're going to the right spots, you have yourself a better chance.
It's going to force a concession.
And that was a good concession by Ryan because honestly, the xFactor guys, they had 3 on 4, but they couldn't go anywhere.
But yeah, anytime that Ryan's in a situation he feels his team's at a very severe tactical disadvantage based on points and positions, he's going to reset it at 5-on-5 if he has the time to work with and the point spread's not ridiculous quite yet, because he feels very confident that when they does go to 5-on-5, well, my 5 is going to beat your 5.
Listen, we haven't seen a lot of teams here today, but I think you can make an argument that Aftermath is the most improved team from last event.
So far.
Is that fair? So far? I mean, they goose egged their first match, but that was against a lower ranked team. They're winning their next ranked team.
Aftermath did not look great at the first event. They did win a game. They beat Uprising by 3, but then they lost to New York Extreme. They lost to NRG. They lost to New York Extreme by 3, lost to NRG by 2, and they lost to Damage by 1. So that's a pretty solid loss against a tough team. But yes, they are very, very improved, and that's a good sign for a rebuilding squad. Back into this one, tied up now, 4:15 left to go, and Impact losing the body.
Struggling, Matt. Gets shot again early. Checking an early walk out of that back center. NRG with 2 back centers, Snake, center tower, and Dorito Can. Impact, though, now into the Snake. I think that's JC in the Snake, too. But as he does that, Betancourt goes to the Snake to challenge him, and another player fills into the wing to stop him from going forward. So 2-on-1 against JC over here. A little tough situation for him. He's got to be smart, you got to stay alive in there and try to get kills with 2 guys hunting for you. Nick Laval getting a check over there in the tower. Looks like he's okay. Great spot for Nick Laval. He can use that height early on to blind shoot the Snake side and then switch his gun up and hold that Dorito cut from that tower. Good move in there for the second player here on Impact to support JC. Try to take one of those guns off of him.
I think it's Brandon Cornell. So the Cornell's typically on the D side, but now both on the Snake side. They got Betancourt in front of them, but so a double dose of the Cornells. Here's Snake side for Impact.
That might be a little bit too much Cornell for anybody.
3:08 to go now.
Good communication, talking about where the bodies are. Looks like Impact's going to try to push up from that Dorito 3 to Dorito 4. Looking to get some offense over here at JC. Nick Laval's retreating now. He was in a good position defensively, but if they lose their attacker on the Dorito side, he's so far away he can't get over there, so now he's getting over there, which will allow his guy to not play like he's on an island. Referee making sure that everyone knows where the player is for the NRG and the Snake there. No one was shooting at him. He ran in, checked him, made sure the other guys knew exactly where he was at.
Ooh, penalty going to be a little bit of a...
that hurts.
A gift for Impact right now. Penalty on NRG Elite.
Who just
center.
saved Betancourt, Matt? Oh, look, it's the wing.
Yeah, it's the wedge.
Wedge, yeah, wedge on the inside cut. Great job. So they got a penalty, but they get lucky because JC makes the move and they catch him. 3-on-3 now, Matty?
It appears so.
Just
Cornell, yeah, Brandon Cornell trying to figure it out. Ooh, Betancourt going to pull out. We're going to see a penalty.
And that might have been the penalty the referee was looking for earlier, or the shot the referee was looking for earlier. Man, NRG should have won this point. They just screwed themselves with 2 penalties again, which is kind of what they've done in the past in some of those big crucial points.
Yeah, that's a nice little gift for Impact, though.
And generally speaking, Matt, not always, but generally speaking, when a team gets to a tournament and starts getting penalties, what does that mean about practice?
Well, you want to be as hardcore reffing your guys in practice as you possibly can, because you don't want to build bad tendencies in practice and carry on to the tournament, because guaranteed the refs are going to ref you a lot tighter than typically the players do. So
I think you have a really good way of saying you're probably cheating in practice too much, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're probably, if you get to a tournament and you start losing key crucial points, you're probably cheating in practice too much. I'm not saying that that's what NRG is doing, but I'm saying another team in that situation might want to look back at their practices and think, hey, man, we keep getting to these spots where we lose these crucial games. We keep blaming it on the referees, but maybe it's because we're not, reffing ourselves hard enough in practice. Man, so much pressure on Aftermath right now. Oh, bad breakout from NRG. Oh, xFactor got a gift there. They lose one on the break, but they got 3 guys put back. They lose TJ. 5-on-3 advantage here for Aftermath, Matt.
Yeah, they do lose a couple key bodies with Billy Bernacci and TJ Danner coming off. We don't see TJ die often, so 3 bodies left alive right now for xFactor.
I feel bad because I was looking at Aftermath, well, so I don't know what happened there.
They're down by 2, and they're down by 2 on the count, and they're down by 2 on the point spread. 6:40 to work with. So Ryan Brand going to have to take a long look at this one and hope this 3 can pull something out.
Yeah, xFactor needs to concede this point, Matt.
Oh, yeah, they lose Parrish, too. Yeah, it's not looking good for him here. Just 2 bodies alive. They're both on the same side of the field.
Go, Ryan. Go, Ryan. Here he goes. Go, Ryan. Go, Ryan. There you go, champ. Hit that. Yeah.
Yeah, xFactor got to be getting a little frustrated. But, you know, it's interesting because when I talked to Ryan Brand, we had brought this up in their first match. They faced very little adversity in practice. You know, I mean, things were looking really good for them.
That's a bad practice.
Everything's clicking, and it's kind of counterintuitive because you think, oh, man, everything's looking so good in practice. You want to face some adversity, ideally, because now they're having to figure things out in real time, and against an Aftermath team that looks pretty dialed. So, you know, big shout out to the leadership helping guide things over there, and also the players for just getting better,
just doing their jobs.
Yeah, coach of the team, Ramirez in there. Really he's very proactive as a coach, talking to the guys.
Yo, listen up.
Let's listen in real quick.
Brandon's taking a breather. We're going down slow with Ethan.
Calm down, guys.
Yeah, focus pits there for San Diego Aftermath with a decent lead here over xFactor. So day 1 is definitely going as planned here for San Diego Aftermath, and you know what a difference a tournament makes.
Dave Bain's calling, watch the black, watch the black, watch the black. That must be their code for maybe up the center or something that, you know, they're not expecting. NRG needs to score a point here. Good chance Impact's going to spread the field and just lock it up, Matty. They don't need a margin. They just need to win.
NRG Elite down by 1. Impact here on your screen, starting from the red side. On the breakout, heavy guns up for Impact.
NRG snake on the break, Matt. They lose 1 body going Dorito side. 5-on-4 advantage. I don't know if Impact knows that the snake is hot. Yep, they do.
Just a minute and 48 seconds left to go as NRG Elite on secondary gets out into D3, and then they get to that crucial wedge spot to protect this player here on your screen, Betancourt and the Snake.
And they have an attacker in the Dorito side of the field. Betancourt's now on Impact's side of the field, Matt.
D3 hot for Impact, though, and he's looking this way, looking towards the Snake side, trying to put pressure on Betancourt.
Betancourt's got the Dorito on him, the back center on him, the spot can, and JC might get his gun up on him as well. So it might be 4 guys on Betancourt, which should be taking a lot of the pressure off everybody else on his team. And now we got to have Betancourt just be smart there, right? If you got 4 guys shooting at you, that's not when you try to kill people, right? When 4 guys are shooting at the other guy, that's when you go try to kill people. And Impact, just like we talked about, they're not going anywhere, man.
Well, they got a minute to protect,
They
right?
understand what the clock is, and they understand what the scoreboard is, and they understand what it means, and they're playing correctly.
If they can get Chewy off the field, a.k.a. Lewis Betancourt, who's right in front of Justin now.
Bad death. He did not need to go there, Matt. He could have just stayed back on that cut.
He wanted to get Betancourt off the field because he knows if he can get Betancourt as the thorn in their side off the field, then they're probably going to win this game.
Yeah, for sure.
Barring some sort of major mistake. So
But also, if he can force Betancourt to just come forward into his gun, right, after sitting under 3 guns for a long time, he can win that game too. I don't know if Betancourt knows that JC got shot in front of him because he hasn't reacted.
Well, Weaver's looking for it up the gut here. He gets to the brick,
And he
trying
looked
to
at the
help out
clock. You see
Betancourt.
that? That was good.
Well, he needs to tell, hey, Chewy, let's go, dude. We got 20 seconds.
It's the Dorito right now that's stopping Weaver and Chewing from going forward.
Cardinal sin of paintball is to be alive in your bunker when
nice
you're
move
down
by
by
Weaver.
1 when times expires.
Nice move by Weaver.
Yeah, but Betancourt's got to get in the game. Betancourt had no idea how much time's left. He's about to be alive as time expires down by 1. That is a big mistake.
Yep.
The Cardinals, I'm just saying this as a public service announcement, you cannot be alive in your bunker when you're down by 1.
Thank you, Matt.
In any league at the end of the game.
Or practice.
It just, you can't do that.
Yeah, and Betancourt just got up out of the snake, walked away, looked back at, hey, where are all my guys? Your guys were just flooding down the field trying to win that game.
You have a 0% chance if you do not attempt it.
Yep.
If you attempt it, at least you have a chance. And If he had popped up 10 seconds earlier, when Weaver was cutting through the center, they had another body trying to come through on the D side. As those guns shift to him, Bencourt might have been able to save that one, tie that game up, if he had been proactive. Instead, he did not know the time, and so he was still alive in the snake when time expired, down by 1. If you're down by 2 or 3, whatever, that's a different story, right? Protect the margin, don't lose by a bunch. But down by 1, can't make those mistakes if you want to win tournament time.
Aftermath, big bite over into the Dorito 3 mat. He gets in there alive. xFactor loses their first body.
That's a big bite there for Aftermath. Like that play call, they've been going hardcore, heavy guns, and then they flip the script with this big lead, and they go offensive with one body, and he makes it clean. So,
and now they go to the wing, and they can contain Billy Bernacchi in that spot can.
A 3-point lead, Rich. It's not looking great for xFactor right now. They got 6 minutes to work with. They got to tighten things up and start pushing up this field.
Well, and I will say that, in my opinion, Aftermath had a slight advantage because they already got to play a match this morning on this field, right? And to me, playing against a team that's already played the field once gives them a little advantage.
xFactor
oh,
played
that's
as
right,
well,
they did
too.
Sorry,
they beat
sorry.
Energy Elite.
That's
Both
right,
these teams were 1-1.
Yeah, sorry.
But that's how, it looks even better for Aftermath.
Yeah, 100%.
And Billy getting shot out of the spot cannon.
I was trying to make excuses for xFactor.
So they are going to concede the point, which is sending this margin into dire territory here, as the score is now 5-1.
Yeah.
Upsets on the precipice here of an upset win for Aftermath, and a bad loss for xFactor. Still a little bit of time to work with. Under 6 minutes to go, though. And they got to tighten it up. They're grinding their gears on the offense. Just Aftermath shooting great lanes. I mean, again, they're not doing anything crazy. That's the first time we saw some sort of curveball thrown as far as strategy is concerned. Why they didn't really need it. They're just, getting the kills and working up the field.
Well, and xFactor's not winning the breakout, right? They're not shooting anybody on Aftermath on the break. Aftermath is consistently winning the breakout and then playing well after that up on bodies. And to me, if I was xFactor, the first thing I'd go back is let's start with 5 dudes alive, all right? Let's just start with that, see how that works, and then kind of build from there.
Tense moments in the xFactor pit.
Yeah, lots of pressure. It's no fun to go out and struggle against the low-ranking team in the division because you've got to play another 2 teams tomorrow that are higher ranking. You're like, hey man, if we're struggling against these guys and people are watching us struggling against these guys, they can play a similar style play to these guys and know that we're going to struggle with it. I was really looking forward to see Billy play a little more offensively in the snake area. He's had a couple good points over here, but old school mentality, obviously it doesn't relate to what people do now, but I'd be like, Billy, you just keep going until they stop you. When they stop you, I'll back you up a tiny bit, but until they stop you, I want you in their snake shooting 2 or 3 guys every freaking game. Sorry, I'm getting a little carried away.
It's all right. Your team's coming up here in a little bit. So, yeah, it's tense moments for xFactor. Down by 4 here against San Diego Aftermath, who has been relatively flawless all day today. Only 1 point scored against xFactor in the 2 matches to go. But, 5 minutes, a little over 5 minutes on the clock here. We got 5:45, 5:33.
Good breakout for Aftermath. Take all the key spots, don't lose anybody. xFactor way up on the D side with 2 players. Colt Roberts now filling out under Billy's gun and not getting shot in the back of the head. Oh, Cody's not shooting him in the back of the head.
Body coming off for Aftermath, so xFactor's got a chance right now, 5-on-4. And taking a big bite up the center of the field, needing to produce some sort of offense. They take a lot of ground on the D side and ground in the middle.
Yeah, and Aftermath down 2. xFactor can certainly come back in this game, but if they're going to do that, they're going to have every point this kind of pace, right? They got 5 minutes, they need to make up 4 points. Jesse Stevens filling out, gets caught over the top. A little sloppy.
Yeah, but they're locking up 3 bodies at this 50-yard line here, Rich, for xFactor to get another kill.
2-on-4, Matt. Advantage xFactor. 1-on-3, advantage xFactor.
And they're this last guy's just going to have to take the pain.
Yeah.
He's going to get bunkered by TJ, who almost runs out of bounds, and then Billy's going to sprint in to preserve the time. So right around 4:26, now down by 3. Well, at least xFactor did answer, so signs of life.
We got a game.
And we'll be in true X-Ball with Impact taking a slight victory, but a victory nonetheless over Energy Elite. So unfortunately for Energy Elite, they do go 0-2 today. The loss against xFactor, and by by 3, and then a loss now by 1. So they're sitting at a negative 4-0 and 2.
So they need to win 2 matches with a plus 5 or 6 tomorrow, right?
to have a chance.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
So they're going to be playing Impact
Okay, those guys are horrible. They'll win that game.
and the Saints.
Yeah, well, they're going to win one of those games for sure, and maybe the second one.
Well, the tough thing is that you need to go 2-2. Maybe every 5 years we have a team going at 1-3. This is very infrequent, so they're really going to have to win both those games and then ideally put up the biggest score possible against the Saints. Try to squeak a win out against Impact.
Yeah, and you know Impact's going to make some adjustments tonight.
Oh, for sure. Oh, no, sorry, they just played Impact. So they're going to be playing. So they had their hard games today. So they play Aftermath. So sorry, Aftermath and Saints tomorrow for Energy Elite.
Okay, well,
Still though, with the way Aftermath's playing,
I don't think Aftermath is a soft team out here right now.
no, not the way they're
Yeah.
looking. We got to call like we see it, right?
Yeah.
So no matter what you did the last event, who cares?
I was gonna
You're
say,
out
like,
here looking this
Yeah,
good.
You might be good last event, and you might be good next event, but we can only talk about what you're doing
Well,
this event.
but the question for Aftermath, okay, the Saints in 20th right now, not able to win a game at the last event. Okay, so they shut out the Saints. All right, now you play xFactor. What do you really got, right?
Right.
But still looking good against xFactor. So, yeah, man, Aftermath much improved.
Yeah, if they can go have a good game against Energy tomorrow, be 3-1 or 4-0. Pretty big improvement. Didn't you say they were pretty low ranked, like down towards the
Aftermath?
Yeah.
13th.
13?
But 13th, but a lot of teams went 1-3, right? So
Right.
they went 1-3 with a -3 at the first event.
xFactor, great breakout. Dorito 3 and Snake 1. Nope, they didn't lose anybody. 5-on-5. Aftermath with the Snake 1 and the Dorito corner. Great positions to lock it up there, Matt. And see, this is what I was afraid of. xFactor kind of going out and playing a slow point after winning that first point. They've got to have emphasis to win fast points, like a minute-long points, right? Billy Bonaccia right to the 50 Snake. Aftermath making a mistake here, not putting anybody in the wedge. I believe that's going to allow Billy to get 2 kills on the tower and the back center as soon as he goes to the outside of the 50 and wraps. So he'll kill both of those guys.
First body coming off for Aftermath. Billy in a really good field position. They really got to push the issue, though, Rich. They don't have a lot of time to work with. They need basically about 115 per point.
Here goes Billy. He's going to wrap and he's going to shoot that tower out. And then after he shoots that tower out, he's going to shoot the back center out.
Meter also getting up into the brick to help out Billy Bernaccia in that center. And Colt Roberts feeling no pressure behind Billy.
Billy Locke missed both his first snaps on that tower.
As Aftermath gets into the Snake.
Gets in the Snake, puts pressure on that D side. He's shooting across the field. It's going to make it hard for TJ to move up that D side. I like that Colt Roberts now coming behind Billy and try to help him put people in so that he can get those kills. I feel like Billy needs to just dedicate to that tower, kill that tower, and then kill the back center. Aftermath going to get him. Didn't need to do that. They were up on points. Last thing they need to do is drop a body there.
Burn clock, man.
And there goes Billy shooting the tower and the back center. If the tower and the back center are alive and the guys in the 50 Snake, those guys die almost every point.
Yeah, again, if there's no one at the wedge or no one in the Snake to stop them, then that's most likely what's going to happen. It's just how much time will it take to do it. But that's an issue right now because xFactor, starting to rail off some points, but they don't have much time still.
And it's like 2 parts, right? Number 1 is not having anyone in those positions, and then number 2 is somebody behind him communicating to him, hey, there's nobody there. You can wrap on the tower, and you can wrap on the back center and kill both those dudes. And now he doesn't have to risk looking for that inside kill.
Let's listen in real quick.
Come on, man. We're already ready. We're already ready. We're already ready. We're already going. You're off.
Yeah, so Coach Ramirez basically saying a brutal version of what you just said about that Snake move. That was unacceptable. You know, we have a big lead against a tough team.
You make them come
You
get us.
know they're coming. Why? And you just threw your body away for no reason. So, yeah, those are the mistakes you cannot make if you're trying to hold off the attack of a team like San Antonio xFactor with the experience they have.
It's a mistake, right? But it's also an opportunity to learn, right? You want to make that mistake Friday morning, right, and not Sunday morning, right? So hopefully he learns that, and they can go forward and not make that mistake again. But if not, sometimes you have to do that over and over and over again before you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, this is a big moment for Aftermath. It'd be a big message to the league. They could go 2-0 today and take down a charging xFactor. Now, if xFactor could find a way to come back and win this game, that would look really good for them too.
Next award, we think, we keep doing all these cool awards. I think the next award we should do is for the most improved team. Like you vote on whoever you thought was most improved from the last one, because like it charts where they're going, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna put you in charge of that. You know, see.
No, I am not in charge of anything.
Ask and ye shall receive.
You're a terrible
So
person.
you got to find a sponsor, and then you got to write me up the copy.
I'm on it. I'm on it. Guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah, big shout out to Carbon, bringing the golden barrel for the MVP. We also are going to have, there's $500 at stake for a move of the prelims, courtesy of Pate Smith Law, focusing on property claims against insurance companies. And so far, it's Clay Hughes from the Ironman who's in the running for that.
Hell yeah.
4-pack to win the game.
Big.
That's just going to be hard to
Big.
top, period.
Because even if you get a 4-pack, if it doesn't win the game, or if you get 3-pack, you win the game with a 2-pack, right?
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
It needs to be some move to win the game now to top that.
You got to shoot 5 guys to win the game.
Yeah.
Aftermath got to be like, hey man, let's not blow this. We were beating one of the best teams in the world. Let's not throw this away.
It's hard though, right? When you put up a big score against a tough team and you know they're coming, sometimes when you lose those games, you're like, how do we just let that happen?
Oh, it's so frustrating. And that, again, maturity-wise, like a team can implode from that and come out and play really bad the next day because they imploded off that loss yesterday.
Yeah, that's happened more times than I'd like to admit.
Ramirez calling the codes. xFactor, 3 shoot. Oh, running. Billy Bonacci running and shooting to the snake. Gets in there alive. Immediately wraps. Puts himself into snake 2. He's going to go forward. Aftermath again, not putting anybody in that wedge, Matt. If Billy goes to this 50 snake right now, he can kill 3 people. Oh, Billy gets shot. Big mistake.
Running referee coming in.
Ref.
Checking out. Oh, it's going to see a penalty, so that's going to be 3 bodies coming off right now for Aftermath.
Ramirez is not going to be happy with that. Cole Roberts filling into the snake. 4-on-2 advantage now for xFactor. Aftermath started off this match so well. They're just devolving a little bit here, Matt.
This is exactly what xFactor needed and what Aftermath was very much hoping would not happen. Falling apart here these past couple points, making just mistake after mistake, and it just started to add on. They lose that first body. Player at the spot tower gets a penalty, and that allows xFactor to score the quickest point of this tournament so far, essentially. And now they have 2 minutes to work with, and they only need 1. So they don't even need to continue the relentless attack, even though it's working.
What's funny though is it kind of illustrates how teams are playing that wedge, right? If you're not in the wing and someone gets in the snake and your snake guy isn't there with him, that guy goes down and wins the point, man. Just point after point after point, right? And Aftermath is going to the tower and the back center looking that way with nobody in that wing. So as soon as Billy gets in there, he's got those targets.
Well, it's like tactically how is this going to evolve, right? So I think that the teams are going to realize the importance of that and then put a guy in there, which if that guy has to dedicate his gun towards that, it's going to, if he's not in the tower, not switching around too much, it just, the constant evolution of the strategy is an interesting thing to see as the tournament
100%.
progresses.
And especially now that you only have the 1 weekend, right? Because you don't have twice as many points to do to get all the data together. Be like, yes, this definitely works. No, this definitely works. It's like, yeah, 70-40, or 70-30, 60-40. It usually works most of the time because we haven't played it enough to really figure it out. I think what would be funny right now is if we went back to no layouts like we kind of talked about and watching how many of these teams would just struggle and not really understanding the fields without getting 75 or 80 points on it,
I mean, I don't know. I get the argument both ways. I think the old school paintball player in me kind of likes the no layout because you still got to practice anyway. But then you have to have that high paintball IQ to be able to learn how to walk a field properly and learn how to play it. And you need to do that as it's actually evolving throughout the tournament.
And it balances out the athleticism of paintball and the smarts,
the intelligence
of paintball, right? Like, if you're just super athletic and you go out and play a field 1,000 times, you're going to play it just fine, right? If someone who's really smart can go out and play it 10 times and learn just as much, that's a huge advantage,
Well, again, it's just like, look at Dynasty's dominance, right? 7 in the past 13 events. And yeah, they're in amazing shape for being in their early 40s, but some of the other guys on the team are in their mid 30s, and they're playing against some of these younger guys coming up. They're in their 20s, so yeah, the 20-year-olds are going to be more fit technically than those guys, even though they're keeping it together. But it's the hyper intelligence of the Dynasty crew that's been able to have them assert their dominance over the rest of the league.
It's
so I agree.
Hyper-intelligence. Hyper-intelligence and being able to be hyper-intelligent in a split second, right? That's what's so amazing.
But I get it. Understanding, wanting the teams to be able to train on the strategy adds another different level to it. But man, what a big comeback right now for xFactor. It's not done yet. They still need one more.
Listen,
so.
don't call it a comeback because they've been here for years, man. They have been here for years. Mama said knock you out. Aftermath's got to be scratching their heads. Honestly, I think the biggest adjustment they need to make is that one position in the middle there on that wing. Go back to winning the breakout and then get a guy in that wing to stop Billy from coming down the snake. And understand that Colt's going to follow him up, so you have to have a gun on Colt as well. Oh, Billy goes to the middle. I love that.
Another big breakout here.
The problem is they saw him go. The corner went out there and saw Billy go. And if you get to that spot and no one knows you're there, Matt, you can rape people.
Well, Billy made it.
Yeah.
But Parrish didn't.
Yeah. Oh, the Aftermath corner gets shot out, though. That's a huge kill.
4-on-4.
Yeah, if he stays alive there, Aftermath wins this game.
Yeah, no one to keep outside contained here for Aftermath on that D side. There's no one even on the D side at all.
And the problem for Aftermath is they've got 4 guns, 3 of them D side, and only 1 snake side, right?
If TJ Danner can recognize that and get up on the D side, he's in D1 right now, but the bulk of the rest of the firepower for xFactor is over here snake side. Oh, they shoot another body. Oh, man, is xFactor going to do it and tie this game up here?
Yes.
It's looking that way. What a way to answer for xFactor.
Yeah, and again, who's in?
Colt Roberts just I think Jesse might have shot Colt Roberts.
That's 2 points in a row. 2 points in this match, and he's been eliminated by his own guy.
TJ Danner taking the walk.
Ooh. Aftermath is going to pull this off, Matt. 2-on-3 maybe.
It's a 2-on-3 situation.
Aftermath advantage.
I can't confirm
Inside
it,
a minute.
but it looked like a team kill there for.
It looked like a team kill to me too.
Either that or it was a bounce shot. Could have been a bounce shot.
Yeah. Aftermath though, they need to get that guy in the center tower to cross this way. I think they think there's another guy on the Dorito side that's not there. Oh, Billy takes the walk. 3-on-1 advantage for Aftermath. Very good chance they're going to win this point. Their second match today.
So they towel it. So with 35 seconds left, we're going to see another point here, but it is going to be a 2-point deficit. So xFactor going to pray to the paintball gods right now that they get some sort of major penalty or some sort of gift, because 2 points in 35 seconds, even on a quick field, is a very difficult and a big ask. So yeah, most likely it's going to be Aftermath squeaking out a victory here, but still a little bit of this game left to go.
35 seconds.
Let's listen in real quick. Pits, xFactor.
Kind of quiet.
Yeah, a little quiet.
That's got to be a little bit of concern, right?
Well, they look focused. They don't look down. They just look focused.
Come on, Billy, please.
Sounds like they're a little down to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that.
I can't see who that was, but yeah, anytime we cut to the pits, parental advisory.
Yeah. Or just if you're sensitive, you know.
Yeah. Got some grown men playing a tough sport out here, so could get a little lawless when we cut to the pits. So got some kids around, little earmuffs. We got Cody Bayless, Cody Mikowski, and Tom Guest there talking to Coach Ryan Brand. So if Aftermath is able to win this one, they'll go undefeated. Give xFactor
Undefeated, bro.
a 1-1 record.
They should just fly home now.
Well, xFactor won their first game by 3, so they got a little margin to work with here. They'll still be positive.
But you know,
lose it if it stands this way.
You know, they guaranteed that they were, had planned on winning this game, and now they're like, guys, we got to go back and figure some stuff out.
Well, tomorrow xFactor gets to play the Saints, and then they play Impact in their last game.
Yeah, so they'll beat the Saints, and they're going to have a tough game against the Impact.
But if they can beat the brakes off the Saints, even if they drop
7 points or something.
But if they can keep that game close, even if they drop its Impact, they'll still move on.
xFactor dropping 1 on the break, Matt. Pushing on the D side, Matt. 4-on-5 advantage for Aftermath.
Yeah, but Bayless getting shot out of D2.
3-on-5 advantage for Aftermath.
Well, Jesse Stevens does get to the 50, but they're just running out of time.
And he's got 2-on-5 advantage for Aftermath. And Aftermath just has to not make a mistake here, Matty. See the guy in the can? That's why you can't play that can to stop the snake, because you just get pushed in too easily. That guy can't even, he can barely protect his own end of the snake. And without a guy in the wing, that's exactly where he goes. Oh,
Jesse Stevens trying to serve
Stevens
this
trying
margin.
to win this game.
He's only got 2. Yeah, it's not going to happen, though. Nice moves from Jesse to close out, but it just wasn't enough. They do keep the spread close, though. I mean, it was looking terrible for xFactor to start this out.
Terrible.
And then they picked it back up, but Aftermath did enough to take the victory. So Aftermath, the upset victory over xFactor. They're going to be undefeated today. Good job, Coach Ramirez and the rest of the boys. San Diego
They
Aftermath.
should be proud of that.
Impact also forgot. They won their first game. They got another one against the Saints coming up. That's going to do it here for this set. Next up, it's going to be New York Extreme and the ML Kings and the Bears and Level here, 2023 Lone Star Major. Matty Marshall, see you in just a few.